Now, speed and velocity are quite similar, but there is a significant difference that we must understand, because in physics and in all sciences, we must be very precise so that any experiment or any information given can be easily understood and reproduced by anybody. So when we're dealing with speed, we are simply stating how fast an object was moving. So a speed of, let's say, 30 meters per second, as you know already, means that in every second, the object moves an extra 30 meters. But a velocity of 30 meters per second must have an additional information, and that must be maybe north. So in other words, the difference between speed and velocity is that when we're dealing with velocity, we need to mention not only how fast the object was moving, but also in a particular direction. And that could be a compass direction, like 30 meters per second north, or it could be 20 meters per second, and you might be given a bearing at a bearing of 060 degrees. So in other words, we're saying that velocity and speed are similar in that they both speak about an object which is moving from one point to another in a given space of time. But when we are mentioning the speed, we're only mentioning how quickly the object is moving. But when we're mentioning the velocity, then we are also must give a direction. So in other words, speed is simply a measure of, so let's make a note here. So speed is a measure of how fast an object is moving whilst velocity is a measure of how fast, can I fit it all in here? How fast an object is moving in a given direction. So make sure you have that in your notebook, because we're going to at some point be using these as we go deeper in our studies of physics.